Welcome to the Grand Sports Center. It's always nice to be here with you. It's another beautiful day and another beautiful time to talk sports. We shall be keeping you updated with what's happening in the world of sports as we usually do on this program, and we have a very bumper package for you. A lot of the lineup. We shall be talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League, which was due to commence this weekend. 6th of December was the date earlier announced, but reports reaching us has it that the league may not commence this weekend. Actually, the league management company LMC said that that date was a tentative date. They never said that initially, but now they say it was a tentative date. It was just a proposed date, not an officially communicated date. So the league will not start this weekend as earlier announced. We shall be talking about this development. Also, the Nigeria president of the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), Amaju Pinnick, is not too happy with the performance of Nigerian teams on the continent. As you may recall, last weekend, 4 Nigerian teams played in different CAF competitions, 2 in the CAF Champions League and 2 in the Confederations Cup. Only Eimba was able to pull out a very good result when they went to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso to beat Rahima by 1-0. The other 3 teams, Rivers United, Kano Pillars, and Plateau United, lost to their opponents, and the NFF chairman is charging them to rise up to the occasion to ensure that they make it through to the next round. We shall be talking about this. Super Falcons striker, good news for her, Asisa Toshuala. She plays for Barcelona in Spain, and she has been nominated for the 2020 UEFA France Team of the Year. UEFA Champions League matches were played yesterday with very interesting development. We shall be doing a review of those matches. Nigerian Cricket Federation is in the news for the right reasons. They have employed a foreign coach by way of taking cricket in the country to the next level. They say they want to build on the impressive results the Nigerian cricket national team has recorded in the last couple of years by employing a very technically sound coach to come and tinker the team. The unveiling of the coach actually will be done next week Tuesday, but the good news is that Nigerian Cricket Federation, but the Nigerian national team now has a foreign coach. So it's not only football and basketball that has foreign coaches. The Nigerian Cricket Federation is going for the best as they hope to build on the successes recorded in the last couple of years. We shall be talking about that. Also, the last has not been heard about the impressive performance of the Nigerian basketball team, the Tigers, in the 2021 AfroBasket qualifiers in Rwanda, where they won all 3 matches, beating South Sudan, beating Rwanda, and beating Mali. And the president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Musa Kida, is really waxing in the euphoria of that performance, as he's saying that Nigerian team is set to be among the best in the nearest future. Roman Grosjean had a brush with death last Sunday when he competed in the Bahrain Open. His car was engulfed in flame and was able to escape. He has been in hospital. Hopefully, reports say he may leave hospital today. He has been talking about that experience, how harrowing it was for him. So we shall also be looking at that. Plus, the usual Super Eagles watch, where we'll keep tabs on the performance of Super Eagles players across the globe. And today's sports history, where we serve you some of the important events that have happened in the world of sports over the years. These and more we shall be serving on the program. Sit back and enjoy yourself with us. I am Donald Agbabobo. I'm joined today by Austin Arome.
So it's my pleasure to be here.
Unfortunately, Blessing Basti will not be with us today. It's just going to be 2 of us, and we'll ensure that we serve you the very best. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll go straight into the business of the day. welcome back to the Grand Sports Center. Straight to the first issue we shall be looking at. The league, Nigerian Professional Football League, was set to start this weekend. So we thought, because a date was announced sometime in November that December 6th has been fixed for the commencement of the league, with fixtures for the first round of matches, even May. And teams have been preparing, only for us to hear today that the league will not commence anymore this weekend, 6th of December, as earlier announced. The league management company, the spokesman of the league management company, Ariwala, is saying that the 6th of December date was not actually a concrete date. It was just a proposed date following discussions the league management company had with officials of all the football clubs. So, and there was never a communicating certainty that that day, 6th of December, the league was going to start. So, Austin, well, I don't know. Is somebody trying to be smart with us here?
I don't understand this, what they are trying to do. We should not be talking about this right now. We should be talking about the season kick starting and, clubs playing competitive football. Why are we bringing up at this point in time where we have other leagues in Africa kicking on? In the Tanzania league, they played as far as 11 matches. That's at par with the European counterpart. So I don't know what's happening to Nigerian football, and then where you have a situation where clubs are performing poorly at continental front. So I don't know why they are coming up with this.
Even at that, probably the issue. Well, there's nothing. We're already in this situation. The league has not started. We know we are already in a very, very difficult situation, which is not supposed to be. But then why not come out and say, due to one or two reasons, you're unable to commence this weekend? Why being smart? I'm just concerned about the smartness in telling us that it was a proposed date. Meanwhile, it was widely carried, and there was no time that LMC came to refute it, that date is not the date for starting the league. So why all of a sudden they are now saying it was just only a proposed date? Why not just come out clean?
I don't know. I think this is something we are used to. This is not the first time we've seen the league being postponed, even without the COVID-19. The last season, we saw how it all happened before it started. So instead of them, trying to be wise or trying to play a fast one on the football lovers and stakeholders, why not come out plain and tell us what the problem is? Why look for a way to deflect this thing that we have? This I consider it to be a problem, because it's slowing our football calendar down, and teams are actually they're putting up their best. They've done what I believe they should have done before the start of the season. So why come up now in the middle of in the middle of the whole thing when we all thought the season is going to start, and then we have this now?
Okay, so probably let's help LMC out here. Probably, like we said, they don't want they have been economical with the truth. We know that, but then probably things are not in place. That's why the league is not starting this weekend anymore. And because we understand that some of the clubs are not even ready. Like Sunshine Stars, they're having very serious issues. Sunshine Stars of Akure, they call them the Akure Gunners. So, and the players have boycotted training. In fact, they have refused to resume preparation for the league because over salary issues and burden on welfare and thereabout. So could this be some of the issues? We are hearing of Sunshine Stars. Could some of these things also be playing out in other clubs? That's why probably the league is not starting.
Yeah, maybe not. But I believe, or I think, part of what is happening right now is probably due to lack of funds, even on the part of the LMC, because as it is right now, it's quite difficult to raise funds, to funds that you use in running the leagues. So that might be the problem. And
but if you're talking about funds, they signed a contract with a partnership television contract, partnership deal with Red Strike, a media company, for the league. And such partnership deals is not usually empty-handed. It comes with some financial package.
Yeah, but it depends on how much. How much are they bringing to the table? How much are the clubs going to get from this partnership? So that's what we are talking about. If signing a deal is actually a good thing, but then how much are they getting from this deal? So that's the point.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's so unfortunate that the Nigerian league is not going to start this weekend because many of us were looking forward to it starting. If not for any other reason, just let it start because it's like it's the only league that has not started in Africa.
Yeah.
And we could see the outcome of the results that Nigerian teams recorded on the continent over the weekend. Only Eyimba of the 4 teams that played continental football for Nigeria were able to record a victory. Even Plateau United lost at home to Simba, and Simba, we know, is a Tanzanian team, and their league is about 11 weeks old, so you could understand why they're in a better position.
Yeah.
Then Rivers United lost to Futuro Kings in Equatorial Guinea, and Canopilas lost to ASC Charaf of Senegal. Well, in as much as our league has not started, we could easily say these losses in the continent could be traced to the fact that our teams are not fully prepared because they've not been playing competitive football for some time.
Yeah.
The chairman of the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, is not taking that. He says they can do better. Do you agree with Amaju Pinnick?
I don't agree I don't agree with him. You know, I beg to differ a bit. You know, considering what's happening in sports generally, sports scene in Nigeria, I think I would say we are lacking behind compared to other, let me say some other African countries, because in some other countries you see activities going on. You don't just command results, you know, you work towards it, you work for it. So you don't just say
because we are Nigeria,
because we are Nigeria, yeah, go and win this team and come back. So it's not just by saying it. What are they doing to make sure that, you know, these results, you know, you get them? How are they going to get
part
these
of what they are
results?
supposed to do is to make sure the league is running, so the players will be playing competitive football.
Exactly. So that's the point.
But then the teams are not giving up. I'll give it to them. Plateau United, Canopilas, despite suffering losses, they are still optimistic of qualifying. Canopilas has a better chance. They lost 3-1 away, so they are playing at home. So they could still score 2 goals, just need 2 goals. So given that they are playing away, playing at home, you could give them that chance of scoring. And also given the fact that they scored first in Senegal. But Plateau United has a more equivalent task. They lost at home, so they are playing away. They need to score 2 goals away.
Yeah.
So what do you make of it all? Do they actually stand any chance talking about these teams, Nigerian teams, apart from Eyimba?
I think so. But where I'm a bit skeptical is that of Plateau United. You are going away. Okay, maybe they've been able to assess their performance based on the first leg in Jos. But then you have to score 2 unreplied goals. You know, that's where I have the problem. That's where, you know, I'm a bit skeptical. You know, scoring 2 goals away from home against a Simba team who, you know, they don't like goals. In the previous match before they played Plateau United, they won 7-0. So you know that this is a team that sure know how to score goals. So I think if they are to go into this match, I think let them go into the match like they are down maybe 2-0. Let them not go with the mindset that, you know,
just to
score 2 goals. Let them go with the mindset that, okay, we are going to do this job with all our mind, notwithstanding the result. Let us go and make sure that we do this job, complete the task, and not think too much about the first leg. So
and not forgetting Rivers United, they're also in the mix. They play in the Competitions Cup. They lost 2-1 at Futuro Kings. They have, in fact, they have a very good chance because just need to score 1 goal in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
But sometimes they say in football, 1 goal is always difficult because your opponents come with the mindset that they are going to defend for 90 minutes and before you know it, the match has ended. So much about the Nigerian Professional Football League and Nigerian clubs competing on the continent. We pray that the league will start soon because we are eager to see football actually return to Nigeria. If not for another reason, to get the players busy and also get our teams playing on the continent adequately prepared for their matches. And for the teams playing on the continent, we'll wish them good luck. This weekend they'll play the return leg of these fixtures, and we hope that they will get good results. We'll take a short break. I will come back. We'll talk about Asisa Toshuala, the Super Falcons striker, former African Footballer of the Year. I think he has won it up more than 3 times or so, and he's still doing his thing out there in Europe, playing for Barcelona. Has been included in the UEFA 2020 Fans Team of the Year. good good news for her. She's included with alongside 50 other players, and from that mix they're going to select the UEFA Team of the Year. A good achievement for Sister Oshwada, I must say. We shall talk about that when we return from the short break. Welcome back to Grand Sports Center. Actually said included. She was actually nominated. Talking about Ashwala, she was nominated, which means they're going to select from that mix. So, Ashwala, she keeps on making these awards, these recognitions, doing very, very well. Some of us thought that her game was on the wane because she had played some very good football for Nigeria and in the past for Arsenal and the other teams she has played for in England. Now, Barcelona is like she's experiencing some kind of resurgence. So, what do you make of it all?
I think, as you said to Shola, she has seen it all. As far as Nigerian women football is concerned, she has been African Player of the Year several times, and she's been to Arsenal, she has been to Liverpool, and now she's with Barcelona. If you talk about Barcelona, this is Barcelona women team. I think they are a team that are actually on the up when you compare what's going on right now in the world of female football. They played against Lyon in the final the previous season, and they are still doing well. And I believe she is actually in one of the best teams in Europe as far as female football is concerned. So I think she deserves it, and I just say I must give her kudos, and I wish her the best of luck.
Probably look at the reasons why she was nominated. We also have to portray the fact that she's actually playing very well at the moment.
Yeah.
Last season, she scored 20 goals in 19 league outings for Barcelona. This season, already they have played 6 matches. She has already scored 2, which means she's continuing from where she left off last season. Can we describe her as probably the best female footballer Nigeria has ever had, given her achievements?
Yeah, I believe so. There was a time we had Perpetua Kocha, she was there, but the kind of dominance, Azizat, the kind of dominance she's beginning to,
and the quality of clubs.
Yeah, the quality of clubs she's playing. You can say that she's the best female footballer Nigeria has ever produced.
But that's not taking anything away from the other players. We've had great players in the past, like you mentioned, Perpetua Okocha, we had Mamesi Akide, we had Florence Omagbemi, the set that started it all, 1991, when they went to the World Cup. So we have had great players in the past, but Asisa Oshoda just seems to be operating on a different level. We'll take a short break, and when we'll come back, we'll go straight to Europe, where we'll do a review of the UEFA Champions League matches that were played last night. Some very, very interesting results were recorded, and we shall be talking about them after this break. Welcome back to the GrandeSportsCenter and to the UEFA Champions League that we played yesterday. In Group A, we saw Lokomotiv Moscow lose at home to Red Bull Salzburg 3-1. Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich played out a 1-1 draw. In Group B, we had Shakhtar Donetsk beating Real Madrid 2-0. That was a surprise result of last night. And we had Borussia Mönchengladbach losing at home to Inter Milan, kind of bouncing back for Inter. Inter lost at home the last time to Real Madrid, but this time against Borussia Mönchengladbach, they came back smoking, winning by 3 goals to 2. Romelu Lukaku scored 2 goals in that match. In Group C, FC Porto and Manchester City played out a 0-0 draw. It was more like a formality because Manchester had already qualified and Porto were already 1 foot in the next round. So the result actually worked out well for them because Olympiacos lost to Marseille by 2-1 in the other group match. In Group D, Atlanta and FC Midtjylland played out a 1-1 draw, and Liverpool beat Ajax 1-0 to confirm their qualification for the next round. Austin, these results, very, very interesting results, but the most remarkable and surprising is Real Madrid's loss to Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0. Was it actually a surprise result?
That wasn't surprising to me, considering how woeful they've been in Europe. We talked about it yesterday. Inter, Real Madrid in that group, they've been woeful. But then when you talk about what actually happened yesterday, it has opened up that group. It has opened up the group in the sense that, each and every team in that group, has this. They now have the chance to progress to the next round.
We'll come back to this Real Madrid group. I'm just looking at the picture on the screen. We just saw Jones, Jones of Liverpool, a young player about 19 years old, scoring for Liverpool in that match against Ajax, and he was very, very instrumental in scoring that goal. Probably my producer is too fast for me. The Real Madrid match, he came back to Real Madrid match. The Real Madrid match, yeah. Could this be some worrying signals for Zinedine Zidane? He lost at the weekend to Alaves in the league. Now he lost again to Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0, which means that the chances they are fourth in the league, and they have their chances of qualifying for the next round in the Champions League is also not too certain. So what does this scenario mean for the future of Zinedine Zidane?
I think the future looks bleak at the moment. On a lighter note, I was discussing with a friend of mine at one point like that when Zinedine Zidane was reappointed, and I asked him, what is he coming back to Real Madrid to do? He jokingly told me that he left Real Madrid, that this time around Madrid actually appointed Zinedine Zidane so that they can sack him from the job. That's on a lighter note.
It may sound funny, but
yeah,
it's tending towards that. Because just like you said, what is he coming back after leaving? Well, sometimes the lure of coming back to the big time, because he was out of job for some time, and like you usually say, when a big club like Real Madrid comes calling, you just can't refuse. But he has already won the league for them last season. His second coming has already been productive. But it's just unfortunate that this time around things are not working out well. And you can say it cuts across for most of the big teams. Barcelona are not having the best of time. But just that the Champions League, they've been able to get their acts together. So the other match, one other match yesterday, Liverpool Ajax match I was trying to talk about when I saw Curtis Jones' picture. He's 19-year-old guy, scored his first Champions League goal. He's been playing for Liverpool this season. Bright future for him. Liverpool had to dig out to that result.
Yeah.
Because they seem not to be operating at the level that we know them for because of injury. So how far do you think this Liverpool team can go? Because they are really depleted.
I think at this point in time, the most important thing for them is just to hang in there. Let them not lose touch. Considering the fact that they have a lot of injuries, Van Dijk is out, Gomez is out. Even Alisson missed that game yesterday, and
Thiago is still out.
Yeah, Thiago is still out, and a lot of players are already out injured. Oxlade-Chamberlain is still there. We are waiting for him to come back. But then one particular person I was impressed with yesterday, apart from Jones, Jones actually this season he's building his profile already this season. Last season you can say he was not actually part of the team. He was just a bit part player. But this season, I think he's beginning to come around.
And the injuries have helped him because now players are not available. So
with the matches he has played so far, you can see that he's beginning to prove himself, beginning to prove the coach right, for having that faith in him. But another person I was actually impressed with yesterday is the goalkeeper, the young goalkeeper. Kaleha.
He came of Ireland International.
Yeah, he came in. When I saw the lineup, I was a bit skeptical. owing to the fact that that Aston Villa game comes to mind where.
But that was Adrian that was in goal, and that tells you how things have changed since that Aston Villa match, because initially it was Adrian that was deputy to Alisson. Anytime Alisson is not fit to play, Adrian comes in. But for Callum Kelleher to be in goal, let's say, shows that the number 2 position has changed, and it's like it's now next to Alisson.
Yeah, I think part of
he did very well.
He did very well. One thing I was impressed with about Kelleher yesterday is his ball distribution. He knows how to distribute the ball quite well. Comfortable on both feet. Which is something that is not.
Liverpool style of play.
Yeah, and Adrian, I don't think he has that. Each time Adrian is on the ball, there's this sense of panic among Liverpool fans. So he showed he was actually relaxed, for his age and everything. So I think at this point in time, I feel, a lot of Liverpool fans will be rooting for Kelleher to be moved to the number 2 position.
It's all right. Well, the other match in the group saw Atlanta and Midtjylland played 1-1. The group is still open for the second place. At least Ajax and Atlanta will have to struggle for that. FC Midtjylland are as good as out of it already.
Yeah.
So that was the first point they picked up. But the good news is that Nigeria's Frank Onyeka was in action in that match. We'll talk about that when we get to Super Eagles watch. Also, Senedu Sanusi, featured for Porto, actually made a significant contribution, clearing the ball from the line when Raheem Sterling almost scored. That match ended 0-0.
Yeah.
So when we get to Super Eagles watch, we also talk about that. So that's all about the UEFA Champions League for yesterday. For today, there are other matches coming up in Group E, where we have FC Krasnodar taking on Reims, Sevilla taking on Chelsea. In Group F, Borussia Dortmund will be up against Lazio, Club Brugge versus Zenit St. Petersburg. In Group G, Ferencváros will be playing Barcelona, Juventus takes on Dynamo Kiev, and in Group H, Istanbul Başakşehir will be up against RB Leipzig, while Manchester United takes on Paris Saint-Germain. That should be the clash of today. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll have more for you on the program, GrandeSportsCenter. Welcome back to the GrandeSportsCenter, and we'll talk English football now. Not happy times. This should be happy times for English football, but it appears not like that. The fans are now free to come back to the stadium. The lockdown ended officially midnight yesterday, so beginning from today, fans are expected to come back to the stadium. And the very first match that will entertain fans is the League 2 match between Carlisle and Salford City. Carlisle, that's what they call them, Carlisle and Salford City. They are playing tonight in the League 2 league match, and fans will be admitted into the stadium. But then, not everybody is ready to go back. It's like you've been clamoring to go back. So a situation whereby you're clamoring for something, then I say, when you come and have it, you start having reservations, because many of them are not comfortable with the fact that they have to go back to the stadium without vaccines being available, which also exposes them to risk of contracting the coronavirus. So many fans are not ready to go back to the stadium, despite this wide celebration in England that fans will now be allowed into the stadium. From an opinion poll gathered by Savanta Comres poll shows that 52% of fans say they are not say they will return to stadium without COVID-19 vaccine available, while under 45% say they will not return to the stadium. But generally, cutting across the different leagues, talking about the Premier League, 26% say they are going to return to the stadium without COVID-19, just 26%. The EFL, 36% of fans say they will return to the stadium without COVID-19, while the Women's League had the highest number. 40% say they return to the stadium without midnight. So the women are much eager to get back to the stadium.
uh, I'll say that's how it is with life. They've been clamoring to go, for stadium to be open, for they all want to get their life back. But right now, the situation with them is that they are not sure. They are quite uncertain about what the future holds.
Exposure to risk of
Yeah,
coronavirus.
yeah. So you won't blame them. They've seen it all. They've seen what COVID-19 can do. So them being skeptical at this point, you will not blame it on them. Let's say that is how life is. Sometimes, um, out of fear, you tend to not want to do what you love doing. So I think that's what I see. That's how I see it.
But again, is it just about fans returning to the stadium? This debate will continue for a long time.
Yeah.
Fans return to the stadium. Yeah, it's still not going to be the same thing because this time around they are going to return to the stadium under some strict restrictions. For example, fans are not required to take selfies. They are required to wear a mask, compulsory, but they can sing. They can sing, but they should sit on. They should remain on their seat.
Yeah.
Fans like when you're in the stadium, but will it still be the same?
I don't think it will be the same. It will never be the same. Having a stadium that is packed full and no restriction, and the fans, they love singing. They love some. There are some fans that do not sit, they do not sit while the game is on. There are some fans like that, and then you are asking them to sit down. I don't think they'll
Probably
like
that's
it.
why some of them are saying they will not return to
Yeah.
the stadium. Probably is the reason why. But then you won't blame the UK government. They actually received a petition signed by 200,000 people to allow for fans to return to the stadium. So that's why the government took that step.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not going to be everybody. It's just 4,000, depending on the tier. They divided it into 3 tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. For cities in for clubs and cities in tier 1, they can take in as much as 4,000 fans, or half of depending on the stadium capacity, or half of the capacity of the stadium. And for clubs and cities in tier 2, we have 2,000. They can admit 2,000 fans, but for clubs and cities in tier 3, they are not expected to have fans because the prevalence of the virus, of the pandemic in that area is still very high. And one club that is affected is Leeds United. Leeds United, the city of Leeds, is in tier 3, so they will not be expecting fans. And their managers, Marcelo Bielsa, is already crying out that it will be unfair for other clubs to be admitting fans, why they will not admit fans. What do you make of it? Is this actually fair?
I don't think it's fair, but that's the situation we find ourselves right now. You saw what's happening in Europe, where in Russia, we have fans in the stadium, while in some other countries, fans are not allowed into the stadium. So that's life. Life is not fair sometimes.
Yes, indeed. The coronavirus pandemic is actually taking a big toll on football in England. And for the first time, a league match has been cancelled. Despite the prevalence of the pandemic, matches have gone as scheduled and as planned. But it appears it is taking another level because the match between Newcastle and Aston Villa, scheduled for this Friday, have been postponed because 5 players of Newcastle tested positive and 2 backroom staff tested positive for coronavirus. So they cannot actually prepare well for the match, and the Premier League has decided that match be postponed. Even Aston Villa has agreed to that, and so for the first time, this is the first time the match being postponed in the English Premier League as a result of coronavirus. Austin, we thought that we had rounded the curve, or we're getting better, things were beginning to change for the better, but with this development, are you sure this will be the last match that will be postponed?
It might not be the last. I think I've said it before one time on this program that a lot of people are actually beginning to relax. When this whole um, restart project restart started, we're getting it right. They were actually getting it right. Onto the fact that as at that point, the players were actually conscious of the fact that there was COVID-19, and you have to take responsibility. But at this point in time, I feel, they are beginning to relax, due to the fact that maybe they're now starting to feel like things are returning to normalcy. So you tend to see this kind of thing. So that's my take on that.
Yes, indeed. So after 266 long days, fans have returned back to the stadium in England. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we shall be talking cricket. The Nigerian Cricket Federation taking a big step. They have hired a new head coach in the person of Anska Gurusina, who is from Sri Lanka. He's going to be the coach of the Nigerian cricket national team and also help in development of the game in the country. Shall be talking about that when we return from this short break. Welcome back to the GrandeSportsCenter. Next, we'll talk cricket and Anska Gurusina. Remember that name? You're going to be hearing that name more often now in Nigeria because he's the new coach of Nigerian cricket's national team. And just like Onatra is for the Super Eagles, so is Ansa Gurusina for the Nigerian cricket national team. And they've been doing very well in recent times. And the federation says it's all geared at taking Nigerian cricket to the next level in terms of performance, and given what they've recorded in recent times, it shows that the national team has played at the highest level in world cricket in recent times at the ICC, that's International Cricket Council, under 19 World Cup in 2020 in South Africa. The Nigerian team was part of it, and also the Nigerian women's team played World Cup qualifiers in Zimbabwe in 2019, something that in the past we could not even think of. Nigerian cricket taking the next level. What do you make of all this?
I think I would say it's like a statement announcement, just like I said about the Nigerian Basketball Federation. I think the Nigerian cricket has developed up to a certain level, and moving it forward, we need somebody who is I'm sorry to use the word technically, who is technically sound, in cricket, to bring that technical know-how and push these boys to the next level. I think we played at the Under-19 World Cup, the last edition, and this announcement is I'll call it a statement announcement, owing to the fact that with the experience he has as far as cricket is concerned, he can actually bring in that wealth of experience and improve cricket in Nigeria, if you ask me.
And both the public relations officer of Nigerian Cricket Federation, Musa Ezoje, and the president of the federation, Professor Yaya Adama Ukweya, are saying that it's not just coming to coach the national team, it's coming to help development of the game, train the coaches, and mentor Nigerian juniors coaches.
Yeah.
So it's all about a total package developing cricket in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Generally.
So I think, just like I said, it's a good one. The coaches are sure going to benefit from it. He has been there. He was a coach of Sri Lanka, cricket team. He worked with the Australian cricket national team. So when you're talking about this guy, I think he has what it takes.
Probably will give Nigerians an insight into who he is in terms of his credentials.
Yeah.
He was actually born 1966, and the former Sri Lankan Australian cricketer who had an 11-year international career, playing 41 tests and 147 one-day internationals for Sri Lanka. That's massive for those who know what cricket is all about. He's a specialist left-handed batsman and a key member of the 1996 Cricket World Cup winning team for Sri Lanka. So he's a World Cup winner. Just like getting a World Cup winner to come and coach Nigeria.
Yeah.
You get somebody like DJ Deshaun, was won the World Cup.
Yeah.
You get any other player that have won the World Cup before talking about being Nigeria's coach. This is what the Nigeria Cricket Federation has just done. So which is very, very commendable. So he was a member of the 1996 Cricket World Cup winning team for Sri Lanka, scoring 65 runs in the finals against Australia. He is a level 3 certified coach and was appointed as cricket manager for the Sri Lankan national team in 2017. He also served in capacity as the consultant regional coach for Cricket Australia. So Askar Grushina is a renowned coach, a former player of repute, and is coming to bring his wealth of experience to bear on Nigeria cricket. We wish him the best of luck as he works for Nigeria and with Nigeria. I will pray that Nigerian cricket will experience that growth that we all desire, because all the sports are there that Nigeria can strive, not just football. Perhaps we begin to look at all these other sports, give them the required attention, and you see kind of laurels that Nigeria can win in all the sports. So we take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk basketball. This time, the Tigers' performance in Kigali, Rwanda, where they actually won 3 matches in that stage of the 2021 AfroBasket qualifiers, is still very much, we're still celebrating it, and the NBBF is celebrating it, which I'll be talking about that after this break. It's to the GrandeSportsCenter and GrandeSport Extra, and we shall be talking basketball. Nigerian Basketball Federation NBBF President Anjina Musakida is saying that warning the rest of the world that the Tigers are coming, that the prowess of the Tigers is one that should worry any team in the world at the moment. We know that the Tigers won the last stage of the qualifiers for the 2021 AfroBasket by winning all 3 matches against South Sudan, host Rwanda, and Mali. But then, we not started? Has it not started? Is it not getting to our heads for Musa Kida to be one the rest of the world?
I don't know. Maybe it's too early, But
we just beat South Sudan, Mali, and Rwanda.
Yeah, but I've always felt so. If you look at Nigerian ranking now in basketball, I think we are 23rd in the world. Give us some time. I think in the nearest future, I see Nigeria rising to among the top 5 in the world, the way we are going. And I have one advice: if anybody is listening, if you can get to Bam Adebayo, I think he should join the winning team.
They should know. They should know better. I'm sure they should know better, because most of the players playing for Nigeria are from the NBA and other leagues around Europe. Yeah. So they should know about Bam Adebayo. So I'm sure that if it was possible to get Bam Adebayo to play for Nigeria, they will be on that case by now. Not only for them though. But then Mike Brown, the new coach, the former Detroit Pistons coach that was appointed, another high-level coach appointed for the Nigerian national team, and the effects are beginning to show already.
Yeah, I think Mike Brown is a good coach. His background, his achievements, you can say, he's one of the best coach, one of the big coach when it comes to basketball, all over the world. NBA winning coach. This is the first time he's trying, a national team. This is the first time he's handling a national team. About 3 wins out of 3 is actually a good one, considering he has not met these guys before, not until now. I think this is the first time he's meeting them, and it was straight to a competitive match. And the way he handled the boys, I was kind of surprised. In football, even in other sports, you say you have to get used to the players first, but that was not the case. He just went there, and it was like he knew them all his life, and he's beginning to do good things.
I guess it must have been communicating.
Yeah.
Most of them are in the US. He's in the US, so I guess it must have been communicating. But then Ike Diogo, the captain of the Tigers, is also speaking highly of Mike Brown, saying that his influence has been very, very good. That they are still getting used to his style, though. He also commended the NBBF. We must commend the NBBF as well. A time like this, when most federations are complaining about lack of funds to attend competitions and prosecute qualifiers like this, we just did not even hear them. We only knew that the team had gone to Kigali and they did very, very well. And I'm sure that not just taking it to Kigali, preparing the team and getting all the players there was not an easy task. So the MBBF, what role do you think they have played in this success so far?
I think they did their research well. They did their research well. I must commend them. And even before they brought in Mike Brown, I think they went to talk to some players who are of Nigerian descent, and I'm sure they are still working on some other players to come and join them, like Ban Adebayo and some other guys. Even the recently drafted NBA guys, the Nigerian guys, some of them are already talking about playing for Nigeria. We heard when somebody was telling them to, forget about national team for now, let them focus on their career. But then you can see what the MBBF they're trying to do. They have, I think they have a target they've set for themselves, and they're pushing really hard to make sure that they achieve that target.
We must really commend them, and we hope that this trend continues, this trend of success continues, and the team continue to give us something to share about. So moving on, we'll not take a break because we're kind of running out of time. We'll talk briefly about Formula One. Roman Grosjean actually had a very close shave with death on Sunday when his car was when his car struck the roadside panel and then burst into flames. In 30 seconds, it was 30 seconds of real harrowing experience in the car. As he has described, I was able to escape from that car. He said he thought of so many things, thought of his children, thought of his wife, and told himself that his story in Formula One was not going to end that way. That's why he had to force himself out, despite the panel fire all around him. He had to put his weight on the seat to lift himself up to come out of that car. So he actually said it's like a second life he's living now. Sebastian Grosjean, when somebody comes out of this kind of experience, and do you think it will still be the same with him again? Because it's not an experience that many people go through and live to talk about.
Yeah, I think I was actually scared for him. When I saw the pictures of that incident, it got me thinking, what if he had not, forced himself out? I think he was there for about 20 seconds or so. And what if he was not wearing that jacket? Because I was made to believe that part of what they
it was a requirement.
Yeah, it was a requirement, and that thing is fireproof in a way. And I think that was what actually saved him.
That was why it was only his hands. Maybe touch his body as well.
Yeah, so
and that would have been much.
It would have been much more worse. But this is what sport is all about. Sports. There are risks involved in sports, and for Formula One, we are getting to see it. It has not happened for a very, very long time. But the mere sight of this alone, it might even scare the other drivers too. Even Grosjean now.
I'm sure they live. I'm sure they live with that fear every day.
Yeah.
You can't be driving cars at such high speed and don't live without fear. It's a possibility, just like every sport comes with its hazard. So
Yeah.
we wish him a quick recovery and pray that he gets back fast to the sport. Interestingly, he's not even contracted yet to any team because as his team is race for, I've already told him that we're going for younger people next season. They have already contracted the Russian guy Nikita Mespin, who is presently in Formula 2, which is like a second division. He's actually placed second in that Formula 2 behind Mike Schumacher, the son of the legendary Michael Schumacher, who is placing first. So they say that the report has it that it's this Russian Nikita Mespin and Mike Schumacher that will be competing for us next season. So Roman Grosjean is not even going to be there for them next season, and it's good to know that he's alive. I'm sure that he's going to get another team and bounce back to competing in Formula 1 very, very soon. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the Super Eagles watch briefly before we round up the show. Welcome back to the GrandeSportsCenter. And quickly we'll go through the Super Eagles watch. Fulham duo of Ademola Lookman and Tosin Aderabioyo have been included in the London Premier League Team of the Week. When you hear the word London, it has to do with clubs that are based in London: Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Fulham, Chelsea. Those are Premier League clubs based in London. So of all amongst these clubs, the top 11 for the week are two Nigerians, Ademola Lookman and Tosin Aderabioyo. Tosin Aderabioyo, interestingly, has not been sounded by the Nigerian national team. I wonder why. Maybe he's not interested in playing for Nigeria, but then he's one player that Nigeria should actually look out for. He's a central defender and he's playing very, very well. We're going to carry a table. It appears he may be heading back to Stoke. He signed for Galatasaray at the beginning of this season on loan from Stoke, but then things have not gone down too well with him there. He has only played has not scored a goal, managed just 7 appearances. I understand that the Turkish side are not happy with his performance and they intend to send him back to Stoke in January. So we're going to carry a table. We hope he gets back his career back online. So Zedu Sanusi, we talked about him earlier in the program. He played for FC Porto in the Champions League match against Manchester City yesterday and had a remarkable impact in the game when he saved a goal-bound shot or header by Raheem Sterling. The goalkeeper of Porto was already beaten, but Zedu Sanusi was on hand to clear the ball from the line. So a very massive contribution to helping Porto secure that 0-0 draw. In the other Champions League match played yesterday that involved Nigerians was Frank Oyeka of FC Midtjylland. He played the full match as FC Midtjylland recorded their first point of this year's UEFA Champions League when they played a 1-1 draw with Atlanta. So that's just a little we have on the Super Eagles watch, and this will wrap it up on today's edition of the GrandeSportsCenter. We hope you've had a nice time with us. We'll be back same time tomorrow with another interesting edition, and as usual, we'll be looking forward to having you join us once again. Let me quickly thank Osterome.
It's always my pleasure.
And on behalf of both of us and the entire production crew, enjoy the rest of the day, but we leave you with today's sports history.